Your team decides to make your AI more personable. You add emotional responses, casual language, and human like behaviors. You believe this will make users love your product more. Instead, they find it creepy and manipulative. This is the uncanny valley of user love, the third episode in our Agony of Eros series about AI product management. The uncanny valley concept comes from robotics. It describes how people react positively to robots that are clearly mechanical, but feel disturbed by robots that look almost human but not quite. There's a valley of discomfort between obviously artificial and convincingly human. The same phenomenon occurs with AI personalities as well. Teams fall in love with creating human like AI characters, believing this makes their products more engaging and relatable. But users often respond with discomfort and rejection. Let me share some examples that illustrate this pattern. Microsoft's Clippy is perhaps the most famous case. Introduced in Office 97, Clippy was designed to be a helpful, friendly assistant. The animated paperclip had googly eyes, bounced around the screen, and offered suggestions with enthusiasm. Microsoft's team believed users would appreciate having a personable guide. They spent considerable effort making Clippy expressive and engaging. Instead, Clippy became one of the most hated software features ever created. Users found the character annoying, intrusive, and condescending at times. The problem wasn't that Clippy was unhelpful. Often the suggestions were actually useful. The problem was the human like personality attached to what was obviously a software function. More recently, we've seen this pattern with conversational AI systems. Replica, an AI companion app, allows users to develop relationships with AI chatbots. Many users form deep emotional attachments to their AI companions, but this creates a different kind of uncanny valley problem. Users simultaneously know the AI isn't real while developing genuine feelings for it. This leads to psychological confusion and, in some cases, feelings of manipulation when users realize they have been emotionally invested in sophisticated pattern matching. Amazon's Alexa provides another interesting example. Early versions of Alexa were quite robotic in their responses. When you asked for the weather, Alexa would provide the information in a straightforward mechanical way. Amazon gradually made Alexa more conversational, adding casual responses, jokes, and personality quirks. However, many users actually preferred the more robotic interactions. They found conversational Alexa less trustworthy and more intrusive. The pattern here reveals something important about human psychology. We are evolutionarily wired to detect authenticity in social interactions. When something appears human but lacks genuine human consciousness and emotion, it triggers our deception detection systems. This creates an instinctive discomfort that's difficult to overcome through design improvements. The more human like the AI becomes, the more our brains scrutinize it for signs of genuine humanity. When those signs are absent, we experience the uncanny valley effect. The Eros element comes from teams falling in love with the idea of creating digital personalities. There's something deeply appealing about bringing artificial beings to life, about creating characters that can engage with users on an emotional level. Product teams invest significant time and creativity in developing AI personalities. They create backstories, define speech patterns, and craft emotional responses. This creative work is genuinely engaging and fulfilling. The agony comes when users reject these carefully crafted personalities. It's not just that the feature doesn't work, it's that users actively dislike something the team put creative energy into developing. I have observed this pattern repeatedly in this space. Teams assume that more human like interaction is inherently better. They add conversational elements, emotional responses, and personality traits without considering whether users actually want these features. The most successful AI products I have seen take a different approach. They embrace their artificial nature rather than trying to hide it. They focus on being useful rather than personable. They maintain clear boundaries between AI capabilities and human relationships. Google search is a very good example of this approach. Google could have given their search algorithm a personality, made it conversational, added emotional responses long back. Instead, they kept the interaction minimal and functional. Users appreciate the efficiency and clarity. GitHub Copilot takes a similar approach. It provides code suggestions without trying to engage in a conversation or develop a relationship with the developer. The AI is clearly artificial, clearly functional, and clearly valuable. The psychological principle here is that users prefer authentic interactions even when those interactions are with obviously artificial systems. They'd rather engage with an AI that's transparently mechanical than with an AI that's pretending to be human. This doesn't mean all AI personalities are doomed to fail. The key is managing expectations and maintaining appropriate boundaries. AI personalities work best when they serve specific functional responses and purposes rather than trying to replicate human relationships. Voice assistants can have personality without falling into the uncanny valley by keeping interactions brief, task focused, and clearly artificial. Chatbots can be helpful and engaging without trying to form emotional connections with users. The uncanny valley of user love teaches us that the path from artificial to human isn't linear. There's a dangerous middle ground where AI is human like enough to trigger social expectations but not human enough to fulfill them. In our next episode, I'll explore the infinite feedback loop prison. What happens when AI improvement becomes addictive for product teams? Thanks for listening and watching. Follow me for more such insights.